Welcome back to another episode of the One Percenters. It's your host Kane, and I'm so glad to have the one, the only, the most luxurious, beautiful. I might be boosting right now because when I get around pretty room, my mom always told me I get nervous. The one and only Iris.
Hey y'all, it's Iris Nubii. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm so glad to have her on, and I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in and just showing all the support you guys done for us and leaving comments, sharing, and as we grow, we want to grow with you guys and stuff like that. And as I'm talking, let me start my timer so I don't forget, like I always do. But you know, we're back with another great episode, another great topic, and you know, I'm glad to actually surprisingly now I think about it, I think you're the first woman we ever had on this podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm breaking the chart all over. I'm breaking the
you know,
chart.
me and my other hosts, we've been trying forever to get a woman on. Not saying we're some ugly looking dudes or anything, but it's been tough. It's been tough. But so we're glad to have you on. It's definitely amazing to have you on for the first one. And you can't forget, it is Nationals Women's History Month. So you can put that on the board right there. So happy National Women's Month. You know what I mean?
Thank you. We appreciate it.
No. So and like, did you even know that was a thing, or
Yeah.
you did? So
hmm
when did you start like celebrating it?
Probably like 2 years ago,
2 years ago. And
honestly.
what significance do you does it bring to you?
Just knowing that so many women in the world has done so much, like so much. Every time I seen a picture of a woman standing next to a man last month for Black History, she always stood a little bit ahead because a lot of people didn't try a lot of Black women back then. They didn't. What we see, what they put out in the media, that's what that is. But we know the truth. We know the truth. We're still, you know what I'm saying? We're still headstrong. We're still, ambitious. We're still optimistic. We're still, and I love that about us. I love that a woman can carry a child for 9 months and like undergo body changes and everything and have to like still be a normal person and stuff, even though her mind is conflicted and stuff. She still has to be a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter. And it's like, that's a lot of pressure holding another human inside of you already.
Mm,
So I just appreciate women in general, like all the mothers, all the aunts and stuff, just giving us the game, even to y'all, even to men. You know what I'm saying? You know how much game you done got from females.
hey man.
Like just knowing about the stuff that they've been through. So yeah.
Hey man, shout out Black women, man, and shout out you for saying that, man. As black man, we don't get appreciated too enough, man. I appreciate that. We can go on and on about this topic, and you know, we can probably get into the main topic, but of course, just to start off, let's let the fans know who you are. You know what I mean? Just give us a little insight.
Okay, so I'm Irish newbie, and I've been going by the name Irish since like 2012 when I found out that I was like 22%. So I never
Mm.
knew any Black Irish people. So when I was working in the strip club, I knew that name was gonna hit because I ain't never seen no Black
Black
Irish.
Iris.
And I'm 4'11. They ain't never seen no Black Irish bitch,
Wait, hold up,
right?
hold up. You
So
fun size in the strip club got a fire name. Oh yeah, I know you was making bank. I know for
yeah,
sure.
so yeah, so that, but that's Irish. As far as India is concerned, which is my real name, I went to school for hospitality management, got my associate's degree. I went to school for business management and got my bachelor's degree. I've worked at plenty of jobs, but um, like I told you earlier, God is humbling a lot of people. So I've gotten my job taken away from me, and I've just been leaning on a craft. And that craft has went from sexual independence and all this other stuff to art. some of my art is back here, so I
Hmm.
started painting just to, release some tension from my body and everything. So I'm kind of a well-rounded person. I don't go out as much anymore because outside hurts sometimes. It hurts mentally and spiritually and financially sometimes. So it's just like, if you got everything here and you can build off of what you have here, why not?
Right,
So,
definitely.
me in a nutshell, I'm a Virgo. I'm just a girl. I have no kids. I have 2 degrees, and my birthday is in September. Like, I don't know. I'll be 36 in September. So,
36 in September. I promise you, black don't
yeah.
crack. Cause you don't look 36. I promise you, you just
Well,
look
good.
fine. You look fine. That's what you don't even put a number on it. And to really kind of like dig in, and like I know you said, with some of the challenges of life and stuff like that, it helped you um, get into the light of your artistic side and creativity side, and how has art helped you in, I guess, your personal life?
So, usually, like when I'm feeling down or I feel like I'm about to crash out or something, because we all have those moments. I um I usually smoke or I'll like sit down and binge a TV show or I'll sit down and binge food or anything that I feel like will hurt me more, in a
Right.
crash out, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how far my body can take or whatever. But I started noticing changes in my skin and changes in my attitude and changes in, my daily routine that I didn't like anymore. And in order for me to get that turmoil out, I just put it on paper. I know it sounds, pretty rebuttal, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she just did this to do this. Like, okay, no, but like honestly, I'm on a spiritual journey right now. And I felt like that was one of the things that I needed to do. And once I put all the wanting to make money in the strip club and, doing all these things with men and stuff like that, once I put that on paper, which is why they busting it open over there, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Once I put that stuff on paper, once I put my sexual energy on paper, it was um it was harder for people to access me without them coming with some substance. So in the past, I didn't care who came in my life because I knew I was filled with substance. I knew I was filled with light. I knew I was filled with stuff and I was just giving, giving, giving. And okay, yeah, you can have this, boom, 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 boom. And it's just like that tore me up. So in order for me to reel that back in, I had to transfer that energy to either paper or, you know, into dancing or something, but I didn't want to really dance no more. So I just put it on paper, and it's been harder for people to access me on a level that I want them to access me on because we in different frequencies now. And it's like, if you still back there, I can't fuck with you
But
for
you
real.
right, right, and and I guess dealing with all those emotions and all those different agendas and stuff like that, and like you said, you found a positive outlet to put it on paper or do some creative art or dance with it and stuff like that. What I guess what was some negative outlets that you kind of fell into that you had to identify and say this is not going to work for me, or like if I do this, I'm not going to be in a good spot.
Um, Honestly, the main thing that I can talk about that was like my biggest portion of bad stuff, it was being in the adult entertainment industry and not being knowledgeable about um sneaky people and friends that actually betray you over money and stuff like that. Like, this is type of shit that I heard other people talk about and I seen in movies, and I'm thinking that nobody, you know what I'm saying? So being I would say parties. I would
Parties.
say
Hmm.
parties would be one of those things that I'll be like, I really have to dissect the person, what they aim is and everything, and the deposit has to be there and everything. Like, everything has to be my way before I even put myself in that position again, because I did once. Okay. And nothing detrimental happened to my body, to my
For sure.
person,
Right.
but my reputation was kind of like fucked up for a little bit. I never seen it, because I'm always looking ahead, but the stuff that was coming back to me was like, damn, the stuff that I was seeing that was coming back to me, I was like, damn, like they really did me like that for real?
Mm,
Like, damn, like fuck.
yeah, yeah.
They
Then
could have tagged me, you know what I'm saying, gave me a percentage or something like fuck. Like, goddamn, we just eating out here like that for other people. Okay. So it was one of those things, and I would never put myself in that position again, ever. Like, I don't want to go too into details because I want you to get paid. You know that I don't want I don't want to just like we can throw up screenshots, videos, and everything, but I want you to be able to get
right, right,
paid
right,
for
right.
it. So, like, yeah, that
Yeah,
take time, you said,
conversation we can have offline, with some drinks or
yeah,
some shit, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Some fun
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
guess when other people agendas, because like I said, the main topic we're going to discuss today is friendships and relationships. And being in an industry like that, it can definitely, you can see who's your friend and who's not your friend. And you can pretty say probably like 70 80% of people they aren't your friends or but they're your acquaintances. Like you kind of need them to kind of get where you at, but you don't need to get too close and let your personal life kind of spill in because people can take advantage of that. And was there a moment of time where like you kind of had to like isolate yourself and really like look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself tough questions?
Yeah, I'm actually doing that now. I've asked myself, what is it that I really want? And knowing that that question is so like just bland. It's like, what you really want? You can name anything. Do you really think about that question? Do you really dig deep down inside and really align yourself with what's going on in your lifestyle right now and think this is what you want right now? This is what, if you look around and say, okay, yep, this is what I've been thinking about, then okay, you on the right path. But if you in your head thinking about, damn, like I want to be somewhere, I want to be this type of person, I want to do something this way, and you just not doing nothing, there's no footwork behind it, it's weird. It's like, yeah, the fuck are we doing?
Right.
What the fuck are we doing for real? So I bring everything back to one thing, and that's God. I bring everything back to one thing. So I just I don't know, friend.
Hey,
I don't know, friend. It really be a lot. And I don't wanna say the wrong thing because like I have a lot that I've been through, and I know a lot of people, and I don't know who watched us. No, I don't want to. I'm scared.
nah, it's all good. We all good for positivity moving forward, and we all here for the the whole stuff. It's okay. Sometimes people, we ain't too religious over here. We don't judge over here. We judge, but we don't shame. It's the difference between judging and shaming. There we go. Yeah, that's how I put it is. But and bring it up. Religion and God into it, and you have some people out there where you know when they speak of their respective religions, like you have to live a certain modest life, and while others like me, I feel like God is a foundation path for a person to kind of really ask himself the tough questions, and like you said, really ask yourself what I really want out of life, because God, he gives you journeys and gives you obstacles for a reason to kind of see how strong and resilient you are in yourself, and also see if you're going to turn on him or not. And I guess going down that path and being in that industry for a little while and stuff like that, did you have any like more dilemmas that you always ask yourself on, like, well, I'm doing this, but growing up, going up through the church or X, Y, and Z, I was taught not to do this. Like, was there like a power struggle right there?
I can honestly say no, not with me, not with me. When I was 18, because I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a nerd. I just look good. I just got this body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's a God
nerd.
given gift. God just bless you
Like,
with that. That's all.
I'm always on a computer. Like, I always used to play The Sims. I play GTA and fucking Crash Bandicoot and shit like that.
Ooh, you
Parappa
named
the
some hard
Rapper.
shit.
Like it's just been like I'm a gamer, bro. So when it comes down to it, I'm not leaning on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put too much in it that's gonna hurt me in the first place. And I'd be dumb. I'd be dumb as hell not to bring God with me in that industry. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So by me bringing him with me, yeah, I came across a lot of shit. A lot of shit. But I know for sure that when you come across me, I'm in your life for a lesson or a blessing. And
Ooh.
there was a lot of lessons and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
blessings going on in the adult industry. So I had to teach some bitches and I also had to get taught. So it's just like, I mean, a bitch ain't got robbed before in the same city that, you know what I'm saying, she
Mm-hmm.
went to jail in. So it's like, how that happened? You know, like,
Okay.
it's just it's just one of those things. But you have to looking back on those experiences, you have to take God with you because you have to have some type of protection. Your friends is not going to always be your protection. This gun may not always be
Be
your
the protection,
protection.
right?
Pepper spray, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not always going to be your protection. You need somebody fighting for you in another realm. You know what I'm saying? That's not being in the adult industry, bro. Like, it's scary. It's scary if you don't know nothing. But since I wasn't there as a stripper,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I wasn't there as a hoe. I wasn't there as somebody that was just trying to make money. I was there for the experience. I wanted to get on stage. I wanted to dance. I wasn't forced there. Nobody pressured me. I didn't have to pay nobody. I wasn't kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a job. I just wanted to dance. No,
Shit.
I didn't want to dance. I just wanted to dance.
Dance.
I love the energy, the adrenaline rush that I got when I got on stage. I love doing my makeup and getting prepared to perform. I even made money in the back doing girls' makeup and eyelashes and stuff, putting their eyelashes on, going to the dollar store or the beauty supply store, getting like $10 worth of eyelashes, then charging them bitches $10 each for you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a hustler, bro. So even when somebody working in the dark against me in an already dark field, I'm still looking for light and I'm still giving light. I'm still searching for that. I'm not always giving my energy to the dark side. That's what happens with bitches. When they get sucked into the strip club, they go into that dark side. They go ahead and start selling the pills and taking the pills and go ahead and doing this for this nigga and doing this and doing bop 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 da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? They do that. And I can only talk about it because I've been there one time, never went back. And that was when I was
Yeah.
young.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I only talk about shit that I've been through. This ain't throwing no shade on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck that is, but
Hey, hey,
amen.
hey, hey, that
So
he realized a real nigga. You
look,
spitting.
so I just I look, I only talk about shit that I've been through, bro. And I didn't been through that stuff before. I didn't dated the drug dealer that was selling all the drugs to everybody in the club and he didn't gave me 10 pills to just go ahead and go ahead and distribute these. Okay, well, can I keep the money? You can keep like $5. How much they going for? And now I'm questioning the drug dealer
Dude.
because you're not finna put me out here. You're not finna put God's child out here doing this in a club where she already making bank, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is just extra. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What
Mm-hmm.
so what am I getting from this? Oh, how much they going for? They going for 7 and I could keep 5? Bet. I got you. I got
Shoot.
you. Now it's making sense to me in my head because I'm already making bread, bro. Sorry. Go ahead. I told you I get like this when I get
Hey,
passionate. Go
hey,
ahead.
hey, hey, hey. What they do? What they do? At a poetry slam when somebody just got done spitting.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
hey, you
Go
took the
ahead.
words in my mouth. You know, yeah, you a hustler. You know, just one big thing you said. You didn't let the club suck you in. You know what I mean? And just like you said, probably at a young age, that's where a lot of girls get it mixed up. Like, you know, you didn't do it for money. You did it for experience because that's all you wanted. That's all you wanted to get out of it to see how that feels or what that does to you mentally,
Yeah, what
spiritually,
that's
and stuff
looking
like that.
like
You know
over
what I mean?
here.
Yeah. You know, like some people go in and be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna do it for X, Y, and Z," but they get so caught up with the fast life, the hustling, the all the
Yep.
other negative stuff out there, rather than I'm going in, getting what I need, and then shit in the daytime. I'm right back doing what I need to do on the world goals I want to do. You know what I mean? Because I think
Right.
I heard somebody say, um, somebody said, I forgot who it was. I think she was like a famous stripper that did for a while. But she said she always knew she didn't want to do it for a real profession. Like she was gonna do it for a few years and get out and go be a real businesswoman that she really wanted to do. You know, start her own business and do X, Y, and Z, selling clothes, doing hair, whatever it was. But this was just a stepping stone for her to get what she needed because she knew the other outside experiences that can bring you in and suck you down and just use you and to throw you out and have you laying on a dead ground like you nothing and then keep on moving forward, right? So you
Yeah.
identifying that and knowing that you know you really just did it for the love of the game. And I love that. I ain't gonna lie that.
Girl, I love the game. Like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm from Oakland, California, originally. So I lost my dad at 2 months old. So I never really felt the essence of him or anything.
Mm,
But my mom swear he got shot because he was a drug dealer. Somebody got him because he was a drug dealer, but he never smoked and he never drank. So he was in it for you know what I mean?
see,
So
see.
look, hear me out. So my mom swears up and down that I move exactly like him, and she feared for that, in the past. She feared for that. So one day one day I just came out and told her because she didn't know what I was doing.
Mm,
So one day I just came out and told her, I said, look, I didn't got myself enrolled into cosmetology school. I got my license for cosmetology. I'm about to get myself enrolled, but in order for me to do this, I'm at the club. It was Stilettos
mm-hmm.
off of 157. That's the club I started at.
Okay, okay.
I said, look, I'm at this club right here. This is where I be at from this time to this time. And from that day, she just been relaxed because now I just keep it real with her. Like, look, I'm about to go out of town. I don't know this dude or whatever. I've been chopping it up with him on the internet, but he got this little booking thing out there. I'm gonna go out there and do this. I already got my room booked. Here is where I am. This is what this is gonna be, blah, blah, blah. And I just give her that information. The thing is, a lot of women don't have that. A lot of women don't have other women to actually like connect with on that type of level
Mm,
without judgment, without jealousy, without the sneakiness behind your
the
back
envy.
and
Mm-hmm.
knowing where your plugs is and knowing where your licks is and knowing where your tricks is and stuff and screenshotting maps and stuff when you show up at the same. It's just grimy shit. A lot of people don't have that communication. And I feel like I was placed here. My sign is ruled by the planet of Mercury, which is the planet of communication.
Mm,
I feel like I was placed in this industry to actually communicate with these girls. Every bitch that I didn't linked up with was always younger than me, trying to find their way. I didn't move bitches in my house. You know what I'm saying? On some look, I'm not trying to fuck you here.
right.
I'm not trying to fuck you here. What we gonna do here, because I'm already in this motion. That's why you fuck with me. I'm already in this motion. We gonna do this, and this. And if you don't want to do it, that's cool. But you cannot stay in my house by yourself. That's my only shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you in my house alone. I really don't fuck with you like that. So if I'm moving, you moving. If I'm making money, you making money. To me, that's a friend.
Yeah, that is.
You know what I'm saying? And they didn't look at it that way. They looked at it like, oh, you out here trying to do all of this. I'm not taking nothing from you, baby. Again, you in my house. We using my car for stuff. If you want to help out, cool. But I'm not no babysitter. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? This isn't a house just for me to be hoarding bitches in and shit like that. Like, this isn't that, bro. I need help just as much as you need help. But I
Mm-hmm.
found it in my heart to open myself to help you.
And
Like, we're good. So I don't know, man. It be a lot. It really be a lot. We can go on and on about this shit, but I know you want to hit other topics, but every topic, I swear, it's going to bring me back to this because that was the mass majority of my life. You know what I'm saying? All my 20s. So, yeah, I went to school and stuff, but I went to school online. I was trying to get
get
it.
it?
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the world don't stop for nobody. That motherfucker gonna keep on turning and turning. And
You feel me?
if you had to describe your 20s in 3 words, what would it be?
If I had to describe what?
Your 20s in 3 words, what would it be?
Fast. Yeah, like it went by so fast. Um, Experimental for sure. And I would just say exciting.
Hmm, FEE, the acronym: fast, experimental, exciting. That definitely sounds like a life of Miami right there. And, I wish I can move to Miami and live that the same exact life
I'm
right
because
there.
are you low key what's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Okay, okay. So you've been in. I feel like you've been in certain situations where you really could have showed yourself, but you didn't. You held back because you wasn't really sure how everybody was gonna react. But those be the moments, bro. Those be the moments that be like, oh shit, this nigga really is cool. Oh shit, this nigga really is crazy. Oh shit, I really can trust him.
Right.
Those be the moments that we gotta go ahead. We like my big three is Virgo, Pisces, Leo.
Mm,
So I we are destined for other things. Like Leos already take center field. They already take center field. It just depends on where they take center
in the field.
field.
Ooh, that's right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
A lot of people not gonna like you, Leo. A lot of people not gonna like you. Your main sign is Leo. A lot of people ain't gonna like you for what you do and what you're doing now. But that don't fucking let that stop you. Please don't. Please don't. This right here is good. What the fuck is you thumbs and down? This right here is good. This is good shit.
No, not that. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I used to think it was crazy whenever a girl asked me like, what's my sign, or what you call it, not astronomy.
Astrological sign or
Yeah, yeah,
astrology.
yeah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I used to never think like that shit was real, but until I really read about it and doing stuff like that, and I can say like 30-40% of it, like it holds some truth to it, and like it really do matter, and it really do tell a personality. Now do I let it drive my 100% decision making? No, of course, because there's gonna be other
You're not
factors,
supposed to.
but you know it does help you make those connections to tell more about a person, or more about how they act, or more about how they think, or their
Yeah.
background and stuff like that. So I'm very proud of being a Leo. My son's a Leo, and he's beautiful. And I want the how cool, nonchalant, and chill I am, and by how observant and how I question everything, but still open to listen and not be strong headed and say I'm right and stuff like that. I want to install that into him too. And even connecting with people, well, like you, like I said, like I told you before, like off camera, like you're a very interesting person. Like I can just look at somebody and just say they're interesting. Like they have something of value that I can teach, of that I can learn from, or they can teach me, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know,
I do have a question for you though.
yeah, go ahead.
So, is that your only child?
Yeah, that's my only child.
You
He's
had to think about it.
yeah, I look like I be out here, but I don't be out here. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my only child. That's my only child.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, but I'm 100% positive from my
Okay,
knowledge.
okay, bet. So, the question is that wasn't the question. The question is, when when you found out that you were going to be a new father, because I don't have any kids. When you
Hmm.
found out that you were going to be a new father, um, one, were you excited? Two, what dynamic changed with you and the mother? And three, are y'all still together?
Ooh,
Go.
that to see those are three good questions you asked. 'Cause I was definitely gonna bring something up about this about with DDG and Haley that happened um
Okay.
last night and stuff like that. But I didn't know you had kids or anything, so that's why I didn't want to bring it up. But to answer your question, to get into it, right? So, and it's kind of a funny story on how I knew about my child. So, me and my child's mother, we went to college together for 1 year. 1 year, and then COVID happened, and then she ended up transferring to another school. But we still kept in communication. So originally, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I was born in Cleveland, moved to Atlanta when I was 6, and that's where I basically I grew up. So, um, came out here to Texas 2 years ago after college and got offered a job, and so that's why I'm here. So when I moved out here, she's originally from Texas and she lived in Houston. So we would see each other this and that and all of that, and we was dating at the time, and stuff like that. And I just started my new job, and about 4 or 5 months in, I think it was July. I started in May. It was July. I still remember this day vividly. So I was working from home, and I got a call from her, and then she was on the way to Louisiana for a family reunion. But she said they had to stop at their hometown in small city in East Texas called Nacogdoches. They had to stop there because she was having some like implications, like some swelling in her feet, right? But before all of that, I had asked her if she was pregnant because I can see her body changing. But she used to always tell me that no, she took a test, she wasn't pregnant, and then she even went in to get I think it was called like a patch smear when they like
The pap smear,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and like they even got records, and the doctor told her like she's not pregnant and stuff like that. But I seen her body was changing. But that day they stopped at urgent care because her feet was really swollen. She couldn't stand up. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Just let me know, how it goes. It is blah blah. A few hours later, she called me back. She coming back and was like, yeah, yeah, whoop de whoop, I'm all fine and stuff like that. I'm waiting for the doctor to get back, but I didn't know I was this far ahead. So I'm like, oh, so you are pregnant? She said, yeah. So I'm thinking she gonna say like 4 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that, something smooth. And I asked her like, well, how many weeks are you along? She said, oh, the doctor haven't told me yet, but that's when they about to come back and tell me. But so let me give you a call back. Here he comes.
Hmm.
I was like, all right, cool. 2 hours later, she called me back, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the hospital. I said, oh, what you going to the hospital for? She's like, oh yeah, you know, I really didn't know I was this far ahead, but I'm 34 weeks. So I'm thinking like, a guy like me, so oblivious. Yeah, 34 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm all oblivious. I'm like 34 weeks. I said, oh, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, just call me back when you get to the hospital. I call my dad. And I'm like, yeah. She said she pregnant, but she said she 34 weeks. And my dad was like, hold up, you said
Same
34
face I
weeks?
made.
Yeah, yeah. And and my dad from East Cleveland. That's basically like the hood. My dad was like, son, you know what the fuck that mean? I said, nah, what that mean? Bad, dumb ass nigga. I don't know what the fuck that mean. He said, you do know a child like is usually birth between like 32 to 40 weeks. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. And then he was like, she like about to pop anytime soon. And I'm like, oh, damn, okay. So I'm just sitting there, got off of work, whoop de whoop, ain't shit, ain't shit happening, whatever. So I went to sleep. You want to ask a question before I keep on going?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, so I
Go
went to
ahead.
sleep.
Finish this shit.
I went to sleep. Woke up. I woke up to my phone. I woke up to my phone. I had probably like 20 missed calls and 30 text messages. And on iPhone, you got the preview lock on it, so you can't really see the message. So until you put your face on it, I put my face on it. First message I sent, yeah, I'm about to go into labor. So where she was at was about 2 hours and 30 minutes away from.
Oh my
Yeah, 2 hours and 30
goodness.
minutes away from me. So I just got in the car, no question asked, filled it up, drove down there where she was at. Got down there around like noon on July 30th, and I was there like the whole day, And granted, I only talked to my dad about this. I ain't tell my parents, my siblings, basically nobody. That I was going down there, or she was in the emergency, not emergency room. I forgot what they call it. The room with
Intensive
labor.
care.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, 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 something like that. So I was down there the whole day, and then a little bit past midnight at 12, 12/12/07, July 31st, 2002. I seen a woman shit herself and a whole baby pop out. And yep,
She shit it on herself.
yeah, she shit on herself. She shit on
Oh,
myself.
that
Like when I
they
put
said
it.
that they said that's normal though. They
Yeah,
said
it
that's
is.
normal
And I
because
have a lot
everything
of.
just be so open and loose. Like
And I got hella homies and shit that say like they can't be in the living room to watch it or stuff like that. But I was like intrigued, and I'm like, wow, this is like really life. And I legit
yeah,
seen
get in there,
right. I seen legit seen a whole baby come out, and doctor held
get
him
in there.
up, a little gray thing, and then bam, bam, he turned red. But um, so that's how I knew about him. Literally within like 24 hours or whatever it was, and
Yeah.
how I felt about it. I felt I really didn't feel that I was a dad or anything about it till like 4 months after, because it was still so real. Because I'm still in shock, like wow, this is really happening. But I knew I was up for the challenge, right? I knew that um, no matter what, like this child didn't ask to be here. It's on our own uh, self agendas and self doings and simple ways to bring him here because he didn't ask to be here. But all we can do is provide this child with the most um, best natural experience in childhood that he can have until he start going on into the world and make his own decisions. So to get him along. So I was excited. Things in my life did have to change from being more responsible, being more diligent around my surroundings, being more, just transitioning from like being a man. Because around that time I was 24 and my birthday was 2 weeks later. So I kind of like had him like even taking I was 24, I had him I was 25, and then you know I just had to change, and I always told the mom that no matter what, if we together or not, woo to woo, like I'm always gonna make sure I take care of you and him, because that's not my duty and my small responsibility. Like you held him for 9 months, and being pregnant is life or death because people some women die from that shit. You basically like you tearing your own body for this human
Yeah.
being. Yeah, you know what I mean. So no matter what, I'm gonna do the best I can, together or not, that to provide, for both you guys.
Yeah.
Granted, we're not together and we're currently in court to go, dispute over him and stuff like that. But
Oh, how did he get like that? What happened? Like, why? What the fuck?
so granted, I ain't gonna talk too much because it still is an active
Oh,
case and it's
black
been going.
love. Come
Yeah,
on, black love.
this is something like we can have over dinner on drinks to talk about this. But I'm gonna give you like the short end overview over
Okay.
it, right?
All right.
You know, still to this day, I still don't know where things went left. Granted, I'm not gonna sit here and say I was a saint. I was a saint, like, oh, I did everything for her. I was perfect. I didn't cheat or blah blah blah. I tell people all the time, I'm a Leo, and then my personality is just flirtatious. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. But I'm not flirting like to like do it in your face or stuff like that. That's just like natural how I am. You know what I mean? Like I know where to draw the line and where to stop it. Of course, she didn't like that. But well, she didn't like that, and she really didn't like me being like real friendly. I guess she wanted a nigga that was not friendly. I didn't want to talk to nobody. But I'm like, that's just kind of like my personality. I love to talk. So it is what it is. Like I don't think nothing of it. So I still question to this day like what things went wrong. And I can kind of say on my doing that I can kind of identify and see what I could have did better. But I know for sure I tried my best to do all the things that she wanted me to do and change, and I didn't think I was reciprocant. I wasn't getting that from her. Like I understood what she wanted, but she wasn't understanding me. And not
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
were things were wrong. And of course, I think she went through postpartum and stuff like that, and also trying to find her way and stuff like that. And I granted all that, and I understood that. You know what I mean? So that's why I was a little more patient and stuff like that. But still, to this day, I don't, even though that I would be going through and stuff like that, I don't shame her or hate her or want to see bad for her because at the end of the day, she's still my child's mother. You know what I mean? As
yeah,
much as he needs me, he needs her. You know what I mean? There's some things that he can learn from her that I can't teach, and it's vice versa. Hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully she understands that and know that. Granted, I don't think she is. One day, I hope it does. But I know that she's on her own path and her own journey. And I can't really fault anybody like for that and stuff like that. That's not in my place to do that. You know what I mean? I can only control what I can't control. That's uncontrollable. So
Facts, facts. Okay, you answered all three. All right.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's definitely more into an crazy story. But over drinks with the most beautiful Irish or food. You look like you love ramen. So I know a good ramen spot we can go to. You know,
Oh, I like ramen.
you said you love ramen.
I like ramen.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yes. I know a good ramen spot we can go to. And just you know vibe out. And stuff like that. But yeah, that's a little bit my experience and stuff like that. And you know, you're actually the first person I really like kind of like asked me that, or I really told that, you know, because I really ain't, I really don't talk too much about my personal life. Listen,
But what we said before we even started this was the experience. You know what I'm saying? So if I've never been through that experience, I have to ask a male and a female. You know what I'm saying? Their different perspectives on a new child because I mean, what it's a lot. It's a lot. And we don't have a book for this shit.
no, we don't.
We don't have a book.
I tell people all the
Nobody
time.
taught us anything about this. Like,
I tell people all the time, like, you can read all the books in the world, all the resources, and there's no right or wrong way to raise a child. Now, granted, it's a right and wrong way on the environment and morality you want to teach your child, but at the end of this day, a child doesn't come out hating the world or want to go do something destructive or create
right,
mass genocide. Like it's taught, it's learned from somebody, and stuff like that. And that's when it's the right or wrong when it comes to your morality or your character. Because like I said before, a child doesn't know anything. Like it's literally just a human being that needs to be dependent on somebody older or know what to do. Like it's gonna cry for it. It's not crying for no reason. It's crying just because that's the only form of communication it knows. You know what I
right,
mean? And
right.
stuff like that. So, um, and when it kind of like when it really to like to this question when it like as more romantic relationships and you not really uh not really having no children and stuff like that. Like, did you do you want to have a family, or did you ever want to have a family?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, like my situation is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am talking to somebody, but you know how that goes. And then he's also in a different state, like which is way across on the East Coast. So you know how that
Oh,
goes,
right, 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 right,
So
right.
it's like this is the thing though that I've learned about relationships. You really have to understand the person that you decide that you want to be with. You're deciding this. You are the main character in your own fucking story. So I've been talking to somebody for about maybe 3 years or so, and we're still not together, like physically together.
Together,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's like we didn't seen each other. He didn't came out here and I came out there and we met the family, blah blah blah, and everything, all of this stuff. But it's not, and I feel like it's timeline. So yes, I want kids. I've been wanting kids. I want that experience of having the child and being in the big house and having my horse. I want my damn horse. So it's just like it's just I want that type of stuff. So yeah, I do think about that. I pray on it. I think about it all the time. But I also want to be healthy. I want to be healthy in my relationship. I want to be able to, sorry, I want to be able to let my guards down. I want to be able
Mm-hmm.
to, you know what I'm saying? I'm in survival mode right now. Everything that I post on the internet and all this extra shit, I do this shit for money. This is for survival. I don't want to have to do this. It used to be fun when it was a hobby. You know what I'm saying? When my hobbies start turning into work, it's like it takes away the essence of what I actually came here for. I didn't come here to thrive and struggle. And no, I came here to have fun. I came here to have fun. That's the same way I feel about Earth. I came here to have fucking fun. So I'm not gonna allow like the outside world to deter me from what I really want. Yes, I do want children. I want five of them motherfuckers. So and at 35 right now, I just feel like I broke down and cried 2 days ago because I just felt like shit. I'm getting older and I know it's gonna take like money and saving and shit for me and this person, even if he's still on the same timeline as me and this person to just have something and everything else. And it's just like it's fucking hard because everything revolves around money.
It
It
definitely
have
does.
money.
You know, and even with that, I tell people, people always say all the time, like, you know, oh, I'm not gonna have kids until I'm financially stable and stuff like that. And that's a great plan to have. You know what I mean? You should definitely have a child um, whenever you know you can implement a child to that. But it's not really no set number that you need to have saved or
Right.
have done.
I know.
It does decrease, you know, some of the outside barriers when it comes to the financial part of it. But at the end of the day, you still got to wake up early in the morning to feed the child or change the diaper or get them like.
No, and that's the part that I'm excited about. But if I ain't got no food to feed it, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about the whole like waking up and stuff. I'm This the thing though. Right now at 35, bro, I am sitting in an apartment by myself, just smoking, watching movies and stuff, doing stuff that I want to do right now. Like I'm a Virgo. I like to feel needed.
Yeah.
I am the sign of service. You know what I'm saying? I love to be of service. And the a child, my child, oh my god, my children is the best service in the world. I will give them everything. I will give them every piece of me, the good and the bad, because they need to understand that look, this is mother is God.
God.
Like I said, mother is God. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it comes down to. It's building up stronger people, teaching them what we learned late, and making sure that they don't learn the shit that society is putting out here
Right.
anymore. Like, stop it. They took the fucking word. It was already bad that they put slavery as the main thing in the fucking history book for black people. But now they've taken slavery, the word slavery, out of the textbooks and replaced it with involuntary movement
Mm.
or involuntary something or like if it was involuntary, ain't that illegal? Like, like they just throwing it in our faces at this point.
Yeah,
Like
they trying to erase our shit. You know what I
I'm just
mean?
over it. So the
Now,
next time I pick up a history book and it don't show what we did, it don't show what we created, it don't show what they stole from us besides us in a fucking history book, I'm gonna say something about it. Because at this point, it's like, what are you trying to teach this generation? What are you trying to teach this generation? This whole plane of Earth and the Atlas and everything was ruled by black princesses and princes and kings and queens and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't society, and it's not a black and white thing. It's not a black and white thing at all because it's the greed.
the
It's the manipulation of the minds. It's the you know what I'm saying? It's all of that. Like, you
it's
don't
a
have to
people
do
thing.
all
It's
because
a
we'll
people
fuck
thing.
around and just not, okay? We'll just fuck around and just don't, okay? Like, so I don't know, friend. We got to change the world by changing ourselves, which is why I don't have any kids yet because I felt like I was in a time in my life where I was just trying to make money. I was there for the experience. I wasn't there to, you know what I'm saying? And I put that in my heart and in my mind. I aligned myself with the experience. And we can manipulate our minds to do that in any fucking spectrum. You want to be a millionaire? All right, Download Chat GPT and ask where do
Mm.
millionaires hang out in DFW on lunch break when they only got 30 minutes. Be specific. Be specific. So then you can go to those places on your lunch break or go there whenever. Have a little drink. Soak up the energy and the vibe. You don't have to talk to nobody. This is the manipulation of physics and shit right now. You can just sit there, put on your finest shit and just sit
Sit there.
there.
Mm-hmm.
That can be your day. And just soak up the energy of the millionaires and soak up the energy of like everything else that they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Some of it may be good, some of it may be bad. But the thing is, you're there for the experience. You're not there to take on anybody's woes and everything else. You're there for the experience. You gotta tell yourself that. Look, hey, smelling good, looking good, titties out, hair, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, makeup, whatever. We outside. Okay, let me just eat my food. Oh, it's a game showing? Okay. I actually like this game. All right, boo, 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 boo. Like, get on the computer, bring a laptop, get on the computer, put on a pair of glasses, aesthetics. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
look
Like,
studious.
and just, order a drink that you've never drank before. If you can spend $50 on all this bullshit or whatever, you could spend $50 on a drink that somebody will notice, that somebody will come there and have a conversation with you, and you will leave with a fucking business card.
That's a fact.
$50 then turned into $50,000 a month because you done bumped into the right fucking person. I'm just saying, we got to be here for the experience.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Well
That's
said.
it.
Well said.
You know what I'm saying?
Well said. Ow. It was
I'm
one.
sorry.
No, you could look. I'm here. I'm here for it. I love it. You know,
Okay, I'm
just like
sorry.
you just say, you're so passionate about a certain type. You can go on and on. I love it. You know what I mean? I can sit here
Okay.
and listen all day. And I can take my notebook, write down journal points and key points. Like, she's spitting right there. There we go. Philosopher Iris right here. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It
that's
was, you
it.
know what I mean. One question I gotta ask you, and it's gonna be in the realm of, I guess, romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Your own personal experience with relationship. So, with the person you talking to now, what did he do to separate himself from all the other men that's been trying to get at you or been trying to slide in your DMs or X, Y, and Z? Like, what did he do to separate himself to finally, I guess, bag you?
He worked for me. He worked for me. Like, I have a feeling that this man manifested me. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? He worked for me. Like, when I find, like, we were in a Facebook group chat. I'll just throw it out there. We were in a Facebook group chat. I had all my friends. He was in there, whatever. I didn't notice that he had been liking all my stuff or whatever because it'd be like 20 to 25 people liking that stuff at once. And then it'd be hella people writing shit. And I just don't scroll all the way up and just look.
Mm.
But he had been liking all my stuff. And then a trip came up to where everybody was like, oh, let's go to Florida and everything else. And I was like, oh shit, I want to go. So he made a group and took certain people out of that group, out of the main group that we were in, and made a Florida trip group. So in the Florida trip group, he added me, and I was like, who the fuck is this person adding me? Because I didn't know who he was,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I said I wanted to go. So then I saw him for who he was. Granted, I think he was talking to somebody or he was flirting with some other girl in the chat or whatever. And she obviously, I don't know, she couldn't make it to Florida because she got a child. So I don't know what happened as far as she was my biggest fan at first and everything. And then I started talking to him like, so me and Fran gonna tag team you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like trying to get myself in because it's like shit. I actually kind of like you, and I don't know what y'all got going on, but it don't look serious at
Right.
all.
Right.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It really don't look serious. We in a group chat. She way over there, you way over here, everybody way over there. It's like it don't look serious. Like I don't know. But I didn't know how serious it was. Like, I don't know. So, but then, straight up out the blue, I was like, well, if I go, because I was still on my money shit, I was like, well, if I go, somebody paying for my ticket. Period. Somebody paying for my
Okay,
ticket.
okay.
He was like,
Right,
oh shit,
right.
well, I got you. No hesitation. No hesitation. In front of her, in front of everybody. Like, that's when I knew. That's when I knew. You know what I'm saying? That, okay. And it wasn't about the money. It was just the way that he did that shit. And then then it just all made sense because when he did that, I had to do my own research. I was like, well, let me look at your Facebook profile. Let me see what you got going on. Da da da. We friends and everything, but I don't really know y'all like that for real. Like I know like two people that's going, but I really don't know you like that. You paying for my ticket, so let me just see. Come to find out, he had been reposting all my stuff from my OnlyFans and stuff, just showing hella support. He had been reposting my stuff from like a year or two ago from that day. A year or two ago, he had been reposting my stuff, and I was the only bitch on his page that he was reposting. So it gave stalker, but it was just like, this is good stalking. This is
Right.
good stalking. Hold on, wait. Because you know the reason why my OnlyFans was popping, like, I don't know what you got going on. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So the OnlyFans is dead though right now. So it's just, I don't know. Yeah. So it just came to a point where I was just like, all right, well, we gonna hang on to that trip or whatever, because like I'm an entertainer. Like I love this type of shit. Yeah, let's go. Let's go on a trip. So fast forward, we get to the trip, and this was 3 years ago. We get to the trip, and I'm asleep on the couch. I'm laying down. I,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
my my homegirls is like, watching TV or whatever, and it was only six of us, my two homegirls and my two homeboys, and then he was the last person that showed up. So I was like, I was asleep on the couch, and he came and kissed me on my cheek. He just came. I said, who? I said, oh hey. That was the first time we seen each other in person.
Yeah, that's a bold
This
move.
whole time it was group chat shit. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time we seen each other in person. So within that year of me finally noticing him in the group chat, and then to him actually moving to Texas, we have been in a group chat. I've been flying over there. He's been flying over here. I'll fly over there. He'll fly over there on the most important dates, like the Christmas and the New Year's and the Valentine's and birthdays and stuff like that. 4th of July, we would do that, right? Boom. Then I was just like, fuck it, we wasting too much money. I ain't got shit going on over here. Ain't no niggas checking for me. Ain't nobody coming to knock on my door. I don't have no baby daddy drama. Da da da. He was like, oh, I was thinking about moving to Texas anyway, but he was thinking about moving with his homeboy. I was like, no, fuck that.
Right.
Come home. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, come the fuck home. And he was like, straight up. So he packed his stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was in the middle of getting a great ass job in New York, and he left. He left and came out here, and we promised each other that we would only do a year just to see, if we could work with each other and we could live with each other and stuff. And we agreed to that. So as grown people, we stayed with each other for a year, and it was beautiful. When he left to go back to New York, I was just like, yeah, you gotta come back, or
Yeah.
either I gotta come out there. Something gotta happen. Like, nigga, what the fuck is we doing? Because
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck is we doing? So it's one of those things now where it's like, okay, he out there building, stacking the bread or whatever, trying to get the place or whatever, and I'm out here trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do,
Right.
because I told you I lost my job in December. So I've just been trying to figure out stuff and do stuff with my art, but we talk to each other every day. I mean, all of that stuff. I think the basis of a relationship is to really communicate for real. I'm learning that you can have something. You can literally have something with somebody if you just communicate. It could be the good and the bad, whatever. It was his birthday. I couldn't make it out there. So I'm gonna go have fun. I said, if a bitch asks you for more than two drinks, she ain't the one. Don't fuck her. Don't fuck her. And I have to see her face. I gotta see her face before you buy her the first drink. And he was like, all right, I got you. But he never, like, he ain't even that type of person. So he really don't even like people for real.
Real. Mm.
He a gamer. He be on the inside, like just chilling. Like he'll flirt all day or whatever. But he's so like, like he just don't really fuck with people. Like I don't know.
Mm.
He really don't fuck with people. He loved me though. And that's all that
It
matters.
matters,
So
right?
I don't give a fuck about nobody else for real. I don't care if he talking to a bitch right now. I told him, look, listen, hey, I gotta make this money for this rent. I gotta make this bread for this rent. He was like, do your thing, just be safe, bro. Like you good, just be safe. So I think it's all about communication. I'm sorry I took so long again.
No, that's
God
fine.
damn,
That's
man.
huge. That's huge. That's huge to say because a lot of people don't understand when relationships they think they it should be just perfect and easy going, or some of these celebrities relationships, it's just all fine and dandy, but they miss that the key thing is communication. No matter if it's good or bad communication, if it's an easy question or tough questions, y'all both need to talk it out and find an understanding that where both parties can, you know, find a compromise or find a solution to something. And sometimes some situations, you're not. One person might get what they want, and another person might not. But that's okay. I mean, that's what happens in relationships. Everything doesn't have to go your way, or you know what I mean. So
You have to compromise, communicate, and come. You have to. And that the last one is,
yeah,
you know,
was I was about to ask you
you
about
have
that.
to.
And I do have to ask, that first trip when you met him for the first time in Florida, and he gave you the kiss after that, did he crack during that trip?
You mean did I crack? Cause I cracked his ass. Like, yeah. It only say that because I wanted it. He didn't, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Hey,
he
let
was
me
probably
get,
just playing the role.
you know what I'm
I don't want to
saying?
overstep. You just feeling out, but
Yeah, like he was one of those that I was taking a shower type thing, and he was like, the soap ain't even in there. Here, you didn't even take the soap in there to get the soap. Oh, thank you, my bad. Like, because we was at Airbnb, and I was like, fuck. He was like, the soap ain't even in there. Here go the soap. Like, and then he'll just walk out. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. But then when it come down to like sex and everything, it's in tuned. It's like, you know, but
mhm.
I don't know.
So how
I'm more of an oral fixator. So like at any point I'll just be like, hey, come here. So it's just like, I don't know. I made it fun. I made the relationship fun, which is why we still communicate.
communicate?
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Because you not finna communicate with some bitch miles and miles away every day, bro. Every day if it's not something there. You know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying? Like
that's dangerous. That's dangerous with your charismatic personality and the way you come in on the sexual side. Like I just know when you come
my
in red
my
lights on,
you know what the planet of Venus is?
playing on Venus.
Love, sensuality, beauty, and stuff. I'm a Scorpio
Mm,
in that planet. Everything is there. Like I'm passionate. I love sensuality. Like I love that. I love beauty. I love perfection. I love all of that. That shit doesn't make me that person, but it's just like if I'm doing that from the inside, it has to show on the outside. It has to resonate. It has to reflect, some
mm-hmm,
type of way. So I mean, I just
mm-hmm,
and which is why the entertainment industry it wasn't easy, but I knew my worth. You know what I'm saying? Like even in that type of situation, I still knew my worth. I was still asking somebody what percentage I'm getting from some shit that they didn't gave me. Like, what? Wait a minute. Before I even take this, what am I getting?
yeah, right.
Like, cause I'm not finna just be all willy nilly when I'm a great dancer and I'm a great entertainer and I could just be on stage or be back here doing this, whatever, whatever. I could be doing other things right now. So what am I getting? Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't doing that.
So through.
My grandparents are fucking educators. So, and then my mama and my dad's side of the family, they all like I don't know. My mama kind of like she kind of street too. I didn't see her do some things. I didn't see her do some things. So it's just like I mean, I'm from Oakland, bro. I'm from fucking Oakland. Like, not the new Oakland, the old
Old
Oakland, the
Oakland. Mm-hmm.
90s Oakland, bro. Like, not this new Oakland. Nah, 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 no, no,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
no. I'm from the old Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Where
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers was going dumb, going stupid, getting hyphy and shit. Like, nah, when they was having East Oakland sideshows. Like, no, we not doing that. We not doing none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anyways.
So now, I gotta ask for a few more minutes before we wrap up here. Gotta ask. Dang, I forgot the question. Hold on, let me think. Oh yeah. So when it came to the many interactions, you and your partner is having now from seeing each other, what are the three? Can you name me two moments where the two best moments where like whenever y'all have sex, like it like still to this day you just daydream about it.
The night that we were on shrooms, well, both of the nights that we were on shrooms.
Mm.
One night, one night we were on shrooms. It was amazing. And the next night we were the not the next day, but like we were in a whole nother different apartment by then. And we took shrooms again. It was awesome. So I would say both of those times, like I mean, we had Rick and Morty playing. We were on the shrooms. We had the weed going. Like I don't know, there was music in the black background for no reason. Like there was just shit. The LED lights was on. Like
You need
shit
the
was just
LED
lit,
lights. The
out of
LED
body
lights make me good.
experiences. And you know what I wanted to touch on? I wanted to touch on, I don't know how much time we got, but I'll talk fast. Sacred sex magic. Sacred sex magic is a real thing. And that's what I had been practicing before meeting him
Mm.
because it was like I was in the industry of the adult entertainment. So I was doing parties and I was doing, little stuff on the side or whatever, whatever. But I practice sacred sex magic, and that's basically the out of body experience that you have when you're about to have an orgasm. It's the best time to manifest because you're out of your body. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
like basically hovering over your body at that point if you're not too diluted. You know what I'm saying? You're over your body, and that's the best way to manifest. So manifesting while having sex or manifesting by yourself is also a great thing as well to get your sexual balances in order and just to bring in whatever you want faster. So you practice that. You think about what you want, and when you're about to release, you have to really be in that moment. You have to see yourself with whatever you manifested about.
Yeah, I
You
got
want
the.
to be in a Bentley? You want to be in a Bentley driving up to your pearly gates? All
Mm.
right, bet. You know what I'm saying?
I need to find out what that feels like. I never heard nothing like that. That seemed like, that's gonna. I'm trying to find out what that be like. Mm-hmm. You gotta put me on one of your friends that do that. You know what I mean? Something. 'Cause
You can do it
you
yourself.
should-
You can do it because the thing about it is you got to have somebody that's on your same frequency. It's not a
Mm.
lot of people that's you know what I'm saying that's on your same frequency. Like if
Yeah.
they thinking about money while they having sex with you, you know what I'm saying, or not money like but physical money. Like if you paying somebody to have sex with you and they just thinking about the bread that they just got or about to go spend, and you're thinking about you being in your realm of like peace and everything else, that is gonna clash. That's gonna clash already. That's gonna
Yeah.
clash. But
Yeah.
if
That's
you
huge.
fucking with
That's a
somebody
huge
that
point
fuck
you
with your
said.
craft,
That's a huge point you said. Being on the same frequency, being on the same time. And that's what makes sex so much fun. You know what I mean? When y'all both on the same timing and on the same frequency and the same understanding.
yeah.
So last thing before we wrap up here, I'm gonna put 30 seconds on a timer, and I'm
Okay.
gonna let you rant about anything since 2025 that happens. Anything you want to rant about, you have 30 seconds to let that go. Well, to rant about. So you need time to think about it.
Um. I, okay, go.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me got the timer. So I'm viewers. One, ready, set, go.
Chat GPT is so fucking cool, y'all. Like, I've done so much research. One of the things that I've researched lately is, let me see, 1 second. I know it's 30 seconds, but give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Profindum tips. Profindum tips. So basically, I said, what's a good introduction bio entry for someone starting out in the industry as a profindum? And they said, bow down and pay tribute.
Bow down, pay tribute. And for all the viewers, that was 30-second rant right there, a little over, but hey,
It was over 30 seconds.
yeah, probably like 32. I stopped a little bit, but you kind of made it club. And for everybody out there that doesn't know what fandom means, I don't know what it means. Can you explain to them real quick?
Financial domination. So I went
Wow,
from the strip club to virtual shit to actual humiliating men online for money.
wow, you are a really interesting person. What's the most humiliating thing a guy wanted you to do?
Small penis humiliation.
Oh, so so you take like a stiletto and like you step on their shit or like kick
Or
them.
just talk about it.
All right, so
I'll do something like this and be like, you would never, you could never. Look how small your cock is. Like type shit.
I felt that. I felt that. Like that hurt me. Like I would probably cry. Why would I? And people pay. And people pay. Like they get like a sensation from that.
Yeah,
Like
they get off from it.
wow, that's amazing out there. The things out there. You know, I'll be trying to tell women. Whenever a woman tell me she's broke, she's not a real hustler then. Because you guys can. There's so many.
There's also a site where there's a bunch of women that look at men's feet. You don't even have to show your face, friend.
Hey y'all. I might need to. Times tough around here. You know what I mean? but as we wrap up, like I said, we probably got to do another episode or bring you back, because hey, you did such an amazing job, and wow, you definitely brought some more insight, and you're a person full of knowledge, and I really appreciate it. So, thank you for definitely coming on and spending this time with not only me but for my for my followers and then the people out there. Just showcase who you are and your expansion
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you never know when somebody might watch this and might be going through the same
Hey,
thing.
and if you need any more information, can I drop my IG
Yeah, go
page?
ahead.
Okay. It's only Irish Newbie. Well, no, I don't want to give y'all that one. I want to give y'all the other one. Should I give them the other one? The one with all the stuff on it?
You can give them wherever
The
you want up, and then I'm also gonna
o-
have a tagline at the bottom, like when we talk about
okay,
it.
do follow me at only newbie bunny. So only newbie Nubi bunny Bunnii.
Yeah, y'all heard it, folks. You know what I mean. So even if some of y'all want to go ahead, spend some money, drop some money. Hey, she taking all offers. It's cool. I'm not gonna
I call
judge
them
you.
donations. I call them donations. Or tributes.
Yeah, whatever
Like,
it is. If you want to donate, whatever, hey, go ahead. You know what I mean. Just don't let me find out, cause I'm definitely judging. But I ain't gonna shame you for. Hey, it's your money,
no,
big dog.
don't. There's no judgment over here. There's no judgment over here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Damn,
wrap
gang,
it
you
up.
tweaking on the beat.
That fool just
That's
playing
her.
me. I ain't sweating.
It's me. And
That's
we
your
are.
problem. Ain't nobody playing but you.
Thank you.